message for the American people with one in English and one in Arabic. The Holy Quran is a book that was sent to the Prophet Muhammad by God when man was in need of it, after man have reached a level of intelligence to know the urgent need of gathering all the verses of the Holy Quran in one book as soon as possible. The Muslims gathered all the verses of the Holy Quran from the memories of the Prophet followers 20 years after his death, thereby leaving room for mistakes in documenting the Holy Quran. It was God's will for his followers not to be sure of their memories, simply because the Prophet himself was not exactly aware of what he was receiving. In fact, God said in Al-A'la Surah to the Prophet, I shall read to you and you shall not forget, except what I want you to forget. And that means there had to be a knowledge Muhammad and his followers need not to know about or understand in the Holy Quran. Therefore, blanks were left between the verses that needed to be filled in time to come. There were puzzles of verses from the Holy Quran that needed to be put together from no less than 10 different surahs in the Holy Quran in order to give God's intent rather than man's opinions. The Holy Quran was put together in one book to serve the generation that put it together. First of all, they documented the Holy Quran not knowing how many facts they have missed or how many blanks they left for us to fill in for the verses of the Holy Quran to make sense. It is a job for one man and one man only to put the puzzle together while filling the blanks. One man only, if it is to be accepted by the coming generation that the Holy Quran is God's work rather than man's opinions and intelligence. The Bible and the Torah were put together in a span of hundreds of years. They were written in a form of children's stories, full of visions, illusions, and angels with wings. They had drowned people in a pool of emotions and expectations, allowing fear to be in charge. They left some facts for some intelligent minds to remain on board to keep Christianity and Judaism alive. The Muslims are demanded to believe in Christianity and Judaism. Christians are required to believe in Judaism, but Judaism is not required to believe in either one of them. Yet, you can find in the three religions so much in common with enough facts and evidence to prove they had to come from one source, one God. You can find in Judaism more emphasis on physical power to mean that men of that time had a child mentality. He needed to see a strong father to believe in him. In Christianity, you can find more emphasis on emotions, peace, love, and happiness, only to mean that man then had reached teenager years. He was responding through his feelings and emotions. But then man had reached an adult age. Man became intelligent enough to understand the need for laws. He was in college then, where he can study philosophy and other subjects such as and science. And that's when the Holy Quran came down in a language with words that can mean different things for different times without being changed anytime. It can mean different things through sounds and circumstances, such as it is in English, present or present, no or no, and no. The Holy Quran is a book that always on the road, changing with time without being changed by anyone, anytime. The Holy Quran is a book of puzzles that need to be put together from no less than 10 different surahs if it is to give God's intent rather than man's opinion. Filling in the blanks in the Holy Quran by adding words or letters to the verses is a responsibility of a man God has chosen. The Holy Quran describes man's history and future in the first few verses without anyone knowing what God meant for hundreds of years. God had to prove to the coming generation He's always ahead of everyone, without anyone knowing about it, simply because knowing the future means knowing how to alter the future. Therefore, creating contradictions in God's books, if not stopping the mind from functioning. Yet, warning in the name of justice must be declared for the most intelligent ones among us, to warn the majority of the people so as not to become the guinea pigs of life. The Holy Quran was put together 20 years after the death of the Prophet, allowing for vague facts to be in it that cannot be verified until a man called Al-Mahdi come to clarify such facts while putting the puzzles together and filling in the blank spaces in the Holy Quran. The Prophet Muhammad came at a time where some knowledge has to be put in the Holy Quran to serve the coming generations. Knowledge, he could never understand them. And knowledge for Al-Mahdi only to sort out and explain through a work of God, which shall be great and marvelous work among them. So says the Bible in the Book of Mormons. Exaggerations in all religions had to be conveyed to mankind so as to remain the fuel that keeps religions going in order to reach us today, for us to know today what happened and why religions are no longer in charge. The more intelligent we become, the less influence religions will have on us. Where and how can we find the answers in God's books? Can we find in the Holy Quran one challenge for the most intelligent minds to prove there is a God and He's always ahead of man, all the time? I believe it is time to open up the hood, to look at the engine of life. It's time to read the fine print in all religions, and time to answer those who may not be deterred by threats or swayed by promises. How can we prove that God said in our books that there are no believers and non-believers among us? Only doubt and confidence is what is in every one of us all the time. How can we convince the intelligent ones that there are no angels with wings? Only children, our children who are our wings. We are the angels that God is talking about. But how can God convince anyone of any justice in allowing an infant to be burned alive in his bed while God is watching? Can we find an answer to that in any of God's books? The Holy Quran, as well as the Bible, speaks of born again. Yet, few of us are willing to believe in reincarnation simply because such theory might conflict with the theory of heaven and hell, not to forget the need for Jesus' resurrection in unexpected time. There had to be an answer in God's books to any question that anyone might ask at any time. If you are an intelligent believer, you may never give up. You may believe the answers is actually restored in the back of your mind all along. But if you are not a believer, you may never find the answer you want, no matter how smart you are. All religions before Judaism did not survive, faced with man's needs and intelligence. It's time. Now it's time for Judaism to slowly fade away from the main theater of life. Judaism has reached its goals, and its promises were fulfilled for the Jews. But now Judaism is face to face with one of God's last religion. It is a fight for survival for both religions. God put enough knowledge in the Holy Quran to face Israel's nuclear bombs and more, because it just was meant to be, whether we like it or not. There can be no action anywhere without action everywhere. So says the scientist of today. Yet God was ahead. He said, I'm here and there and everywhere. I am the movement, and the movement is me. I am heaven and hell. And with me is the punishments and rewards anywhere, all the time, every day, with everyone, for everyone. God's justice is swift, with accumulations of punishments and rewards to be used as an example for all of those who are yet to come. Thank you. And the Arabic one on this tape starts Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إلى كل من يهمه الأمر. هل يعلم تأويل القرآن الكريم غير الله والراسخون بالعلم؟ هل كان النبي محمد وأصحابه وعلماء المسلمين أجمعين يعلمون تأويل آيات قرآنية نزلت تخاطب هذه العصور الذرية؟ ومنها جاء قول أن الله سوف ينقص الأرض من أطرافها، لتعني ارتفاع في درجات الحرارة على القطبين لكي تذوب الثلوج، وبالتالي ترتفع المياه في المحيطات، وهي تنقص بالأرض من أطرافها. يقول سبحانه وتعالى أنه سوف يبدل أرضا بأرض وسماء بسماء، ليعني هنا تبادل الأراضي بين الفلسطينيين وإسرائيل، ولتعني استقلال كامل للفلسطينيين على أجوائهم في الضفة الغربية. سوف يجلو بني إسرائيل عن الضفة الغربية والمسجد، وهم يخربون بيوتهم بأيديهم وأيادي المسلمين ليعيشوا في سلام في مقاطعات ومستعمرات مستقلات محصورات حصيرة. يقول سبحانه وتعالى: إنا سنلقي عليك قولا ثقيلا، كما يقول أن الساعة قد ثقلت في السماء والأرض من كثافة القنابل التي تنزل من السماء والأرض على الناس، مشيرا بذلك إلى شرط من شروط الساعة. من الذين أقسموا أن ما لهم من زوال، لأنهم يملكون سلاحا قد تزول منه الجبال؟ هل يترى الخنس هل يا ترى الخنس الجوار الكنس هو المسجد الأقصى المجاور لكنيسة القيامة وحائط المبكى؟ ما هي الحاملات وكرا والمقسمات أمرا والنازعات غرقا والمرسلات عرفا؟ ما هو الصقر الذي لا يبقي ولا يذر إذا ما حمل قنابل ذرية؟ ذاك الصقر الذي امتطى 19 الذي امتطاه 19 من ملائكة النار فأحدثوا إحدى الكبر، كما جاء في سورة المدثر. ما هي شجرة الزقوم والمقامع من حديد. ما هو السلم والزاجر والدابة التي تكلم الناس لأنهم كانوا بآياتنا لا يوقنون؟ هل اليأجوجون والمأجوجون هم الشيوعيون والرأسماليون؟ من الذي سوف يجعل الناس تكفر بالأديان عندما تراه؟ والله يقول إن إلى القرآن الرجعة. ما هو الظل الذي يطلب الله من المسلمين الانطلاق إليه والذي لا ظليل له ولا يغني من اللهب؟ من الذي يطلب الله منا فك رقبته لاقتحام عقبة في يوم عقيم بعد التأكد أن له عينين ولسانا وشفتين وقد هداه الله النجدين لكي ينجد بهما العقول والعواطف كما ينجد النجاد بالقطن في فراش قد ينام الإنسان عليه باستقرار وأمان بعد إذ عاش في ضلال وجهالة. وما ظلمناهم ولكن كانوا أنفسهم يظلمون. من يعلم الفرق بين المؤمن والمتقي؟ هل المؤمن والكافر في جسد واحد أم هما في جسدان كالذكر والأنثى؟ هل في الذكور أنوثة وهل في النساء رجولة؟ هل من العدالة عقاب الإنسان؟ والله يقول إن كل منا إلا وارد جهنم كان ذلك على ربك حتما مقضيا. وشكرا.